right, so
Okay.
tell me, tell me about your hometown, where you grew up.
Well, there's really not much to say. It's like a big old, well, not a big old town, but it's a little big old redneck town. Uh, White people on one side of the railroad track, black people on the other side of the railroad track. At nighttime, especially back, let's say around 1972. Now, black people didn't really want to go across the track after dark for fear or some kind of racial bullshit. But, that's like everywhere it is in the United States. It just so happened that's where I happened to grow up at. That's one of those little towns like that.
What's the name of the town?
Benton, Benton, Arkansas.
Benton, Arkansas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But no, it wasn't no. I would give that lifestyle compared to what it is today. I'd much rather have that lifestyle.
Why so?
Man, shit, man. You weren't hungry. Didn't even know we were poor. Didn't have nothing, but we always had something to eat. Clothes on our back. House stayed warm. And shit. People looked out for each other. Everybody was family. Even your enemies was your family one day.
Mm.
And people talk about, well, we didn't have guns back then. We had guns back then. Everybody carried a gun back then. It just wasn't no unnecessary shooting, like drive-bys.
Mm.
And they always had a gun, knife and a gun. So, but that's neither here nor there. But let's get down to something a little bit more important. Let's talk about this mental illness.
Okay.
A lot of people don't understand mental illness. Everybody in this world has some degree of mental illness. People have mental illness. Dogs have mental illness. Animals have mental illness. There's mental illness wherever you go in this world. And what we got to do with that, we can't get rid of it. So what we're going to do, we're going to figure out how to live with it happily. The best way to do this it comes down to that situation where you only got two choices. Two choices, not 3, 4, 5, two choices. You learn to deal with it and manage it. And that's what we're going to try to figure out. Now, we're not going to try to figure out. That's what we're going to figure out, how we're going to do that.
Tell me what mental illness means to you. Like, describe what is mental illness. And since we all got it.
It's really no description that dictates or says what mental illness look like. Because mental illness could look like a president of the United States of America. Mental illness could look like that homeless person over there laying in the gutter. Mm. So mental illness don't have no face, don't have no character. Cause people deal with mental illness every day. We live with it every day, and it don't have no look, don't have no face. It looks like sometimes a blank wall. Then sometimes look like a herd of buffaloes. So you can't really say what it looks like. What it looks like to you is what's important. Mm. Not what does it look like to me. Mine is different than yours. Yours is different than mine. Going back to we get religious on this for a little bit. If God created us all in His image, but we're all individuals, that means that we can't have the same feelings toward mental illness toward anything else. And it's where the next person, the right light might be red to you, but it's not red to me. But it's still red. So, with that in mind, you can't say what it look like or what it don't look like. You can't say what it feel like. Because sometimes the happiest days of your life is the worst ones. Oh, excuse me. I was just thinking, there's not a cure for it, but there's a solution for it. We have to start talking about what might bother us more. And if we don't talk about it, it just gets worse and worse and worse. But if we talk about it, get together with a group and talk about it, guarantee to come out better. I tell people quite often, I'm part of a group. We're all in the same boat. We just got different paddles. And depending on what position your paddle is in life, depends on what stroke you take in that boat. And wants to be at the head of the boat, middle of the boat, and the end of the boat. It don't make no difference. It still feels the same. You're still in the same damn boat.
Is the boat sinking?
Is the boat sinking? Not today. About 50 years ago it was. 50 years ago, was that 21? Yeah, it was sinking then. Shit. Alcohol helped sink it. Drugs helped sink it. Sex helped sink it. You know, shit back then. Yeah. 50 years ago, thank God. Now 50 years later, look at me, shit. 50 motherfucking years later, got out of a sinking goddamn boat. Did it with the help of God. Did it mainly with the help of myself. To know who I am is to know, or I'm not sure how to put that. To know who I am. To know who I am.
When you say who you are, who are you? When you say that?
I'm thinking about that. I'm that motherfucker that just wants peace and happiness, and realize the fact that we can't have peace and happiness throughout this world. Because if we have peace and happiness throughout this world, God's a lie. My God didn't lie. I don't know what yours, but no, mine didn't lie. And so we'll never have peace and happiness throughout the whole world. Me is that person that believes, accept the fact that we gotta have good and we gotta have bad. Once we start accepting the fact that we will have this disease or whatever you want to call it, label it as mental illness, whatever, however you want to label it, it's a part of life. Fuck it and deal with it. You know, we could sit up here and blame everything for what somebody else did to us. That's why I'm acting like I do, because my mama did this, my mama gave me away, my mama did. Come on now, shit. So you grown now, motherfucker. Shit, what's your mama doing for you now? Oh, she dead. But mine's here, so you know. Yeah. It's a better way, and I know it's not that easy to find that way, because it took me over 50 years to find it. I'm glad I am, because I really don't give a damn if motherfuckers don't like me. If they do, that's fine too. If they don't, I don't care. Because if I worry so much about how you care about me, that just contributes to the negativity of my mental illness. What's that one boy name that was that goddamn George Picasso? They said he had mental illness. He made millions. You paid millions for his paintings. Just don't make no damn sense. I got one in the back in the washroom, Picasso. Name was shit, but it still said Picasso on it. I don't know. You know, life is not that damn bad. I believe it could be a hell of a lot worse. You know, we think about things that didn't go our way, that made us who we are today. But who we are today, we got more control over it than we did when we was 20. You know, but I don't know. Give me another question. See, I gotta get something to drink. I don't even drink liquor. I need some Coca-Cola.